Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is August 5th, 2023, and Xavier Hernandez has confirmed to Abde that he wants him to stay in Barcelona. Also, the club are currently considering offering Manchester City a one-season loan for Bernardo Silva. And finally, a reporter out of the Middle East is confirming that Neymar will be signing for Barcelona during this summer transfer market. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, it only takes a second, and in doing this you will be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. That link is down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the news that it looks like Saudi Arabia are now studying the possibility of investing money in FC Barcelona. Now, I told you about it in several videos ago, I think it was a few weeks ago, that Qatar were looking to make heavy investments in Barcelona. For example, there was Baladi Express, which is the equivalent of Amazon in the Middle East. They were looking to sponsor Barcelona. There was also talks about Qatar paying Barcelona 100 million euros to have a team named FC Barcelona in the Qatari League. And well, now it seems that Saudi Arabia are also studying the possibility of investing heavy amounts of money in Barcelona, and it's reported that many Saudi investment funds and many Saudi holding groups are now studying the situation and trying to analyze possible investments in Barcelona to help the club grow, and also, of course, to help those Saudi funds expand beyond the Middle East. Now, this is, of course, great news for Barcelona, given the precarious financial situation the club currently finds itself, because the club does have a huge debt worth 1.3 billion euros. So any new sponsorships and investments will help Barcelona dig itself out of the financial hole that was created by the previous presidents, Josep Maria Bartomeu and Sandro Rosell. Now, on to the news that Xavier Hernandez has requested that 4 academy players remain with the first team so they can train with the first team throughout the entire season, and so they can also have more playing time with the first team during this upcoming season as well. Now, the first player out of these 4 players that Xavi Hernandez has requested is Lamine Yamal, who of course is the crown jewel of La Masia, and who many of his coaches in the academy have said that they haven't seen quite talent like this ever since Lionel Messi. Now, I really think Lamine Yamal is going to be getting a lot of playing time during this season, especially given the news that I told you about yesterday, that Barcelona have signed Noah Darvic, which is that German wonder kid, the 16-year-old who has a very similar profile to Lamine Yamal. And given that Barcelona have signed someone that plays in the same position as Lamine Yamal or has the same kind of characteristics, I really think it would be so Noah Darvic can fill the hole that Lamine Yamal will leave, as Lamine Yamal, in my opinion, will probably be playing a lot more minutes with the first team. Now, the other 3 players are Fermin Lopez, who of course had a great debut against Real Madrid, scoring a goal and providing an assist in less than 15 or 20 minutes that he played. Also, Alex Baye, who we saw a little bit of his playing time against AC Milan. And finally, Astralaga, he is now officially the first team's 3rd goalkeeper after Arnauten has decided to join PSG until 2026. Now, speaking of players remaining in the first team, it's reported that Xavier Hernandez has told Abde that he wants us to stay in Barcelona and that he counts on him as an important piece of his attacking strategy. Now, as reported previously, Xavier Hernandez really wanted Abde to participate in the preseason so he can evaluate him better. And as the preseason began, I reported to you that Xavier Hernandez really wanted Abde to stay over Ferran Torres. However, there was a little bit of doubt about whether Abde would stay in Barcelona or not, because it's reported that the Moroccan player really wanted guaranteed minutes on the first team. Otherwise, he wanted to look for a more important role somewhere else, because Abde and his entourage considered that he had a really good season loan with Osasuna. Well, it's now being reported that since the American preseason tour is over, both Xavi Hernandez and the club sat down with Abde to discuss his future and it's reported that Xavier Hernandez has told Abde that he wants to stay in Barcelona and that he counts on him as an important piece of his attacking strategy. Now, it's even reported that Barcelona told Abde that they have rejected offers from other clubs worth even more than 25 million euros because that's how much they trust Abde and they count on him for the upcoming season. Because as you might recall, Barcelona were considering offloading Abde and they wanted at least 20 to 25 million euros for him. And it seems that Barcelona have rejected offers worth even more than that, despite the financial situation of the club. Because again, Barcelona and Xavier Hernandez are really counting on Abde, and they think that he can be an important piece of Barcelona's attack. So for now, it looks like Abde will be staying with the team for the upcoming season, unless of course the player does decide to change his mind and leave the club. But for now, it doesn't seem like that's the case. So of course, it's great news for Barcelona because I really think that Abde is an interesting player and that he could definitely improve Barcelona as a left wing. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Xavier Hernandez has requested from Barcelona to sign Bernardo Silva in order to make up for the departure of Ousmane Dembele. And Barcelona have decided to attempt to negotiate with Manchester City the signing of the Portuguese midfielder. But the club is still maintaining the position that this is going to be an extremely difficult signing given the price of this operation. Now, as I told you in yesterday's video, the price to sign Bernardo Silva is expected to be around 70 to 80 million euros for his transfer fee. Plus, of course, there is his salary that's expected that it could be as high as 10 to 12 million euros per season. So, of course, a lot of money for Barcelona. And given the difficult financial situation of the club, Barcelona realize and are very much aware that this operation will be very, very difficult to accomplish because, again, the difficult financial situation of Barcelona. But nonetheless, Barcelona will still try to sit down and talk to Manchester City because Xavi Hernandez has requested Bernardo Silva. And it's now being reported that Barcelona are considering offering Manchester City a one-season loan for Bernardo Silva where the club would cover his entire salary and then put in an obligation to buy in that contract worth around 65 million euros. Now, this option will be only if Manchester City do agree to sit down and negotiate for Bernardo Silva, because for now, it's reported that the Premier League club don't even want to listen to any offers for the Portuguese midfielder, because Bernardo Silva is a fundamental player for Pep Guardiola. And in fact, Pep Guardiola has instructed the Premier League club to do everything in their power to extend the contract of Bernardo Silva, which expires in 2025. Now on to the news that a reporter out of the Middle East is confirming that Neymar Jr. will sign for Barcelona during this summer transfer market. Now this reporter's name is Mahtoub Al-Murri. He is the reporter who broke the story that Lionel Messi will be signing for Inter Miami when there was a lot of talks of Messi coming back to Barcelona or joining the Saudi club Al Hilal. However, this reporter was the first one to confirm that Messi was going to Inter Miami. And as such, he is a reporter that we should perhaps listen to him and maybe take his stories under consideration, because this is not some random guy on social media just trying to leak reports for the sake of it. Now, this reporter is saying that Barcelona will for sure sign Neymar Jr. And if it wasn't coming out from him, I wouldn't even address the story at all, because we have been hearing that Neymar will be coming back for Barcelona ever since 2017 when he left to PSG. And just like those many times before, I'm here to tell you that I highly, highly doubt that there's any truth to this story. First of all, Xavier Hernandez has been asked many times before during this summer transfer market whether Neymar Jr. will be coming back to Barcelona. And Xavier Hernandez has told us over and over again that Neymar is not in Barcelona's plans. Also, Joan Laporta has been asked the same question, and the Barcelona president has also confirmed that there's no plans for Barcelona to sign Neymar Jr. And despite what Xavier Hernandez and Laporta have said, if you take into consideration the club's financial situation, there's no way that Barcelona will be able to sign Neymar Jr. because, again, Neymar cost PSG 220 million euros. And there's no way that the Parisian club are gonna give the player to us for free. So his transfer fee would be probably astronomical. And even if PSG, for some odd reason, decide to give us Neymar on a free transfer, there's still the issue of his salary, which is reported that he earns around 40 million euros, which again, there's no way that Barcelona would be able to afford this salary. So when you add all of these factors together, it makes it very clear that there's no way that Neymar Jr. could sign for Barcelona. Now, of course, you might say that Xavi, Laporta saying that they don't want Neymar Jr. was way before Dembele had decided to leave the club. So maybe things have changed and Barcelona are looking to reinforce their team with Neymar Jr. now that Dembele has joined PSG. And even though that is a good point, I'm here to tell you that that doesn't change anything, because it's now being reported that PSG had actually offered Neymar Jr. to Barcelona in exchange for Dembele, and Barcelona said absolutely not. Now, the reason for this, Neymar Jr., yes, he had great years here at Barcelona. He helped Barcelona win the treble, but nonetheless, he's a player on a decline. His best years are definitely behind him. And also, it's reported that Xavier Hernandez does not want the toxicity of Neymar Jr. in the locker room. So again, there's no way that this story is true. And even though I know some of you would like to see Neymar Jr. back in Barcelona, I just don't think it's not going to happen. And I'm honestly glad that it's not going to happen, because I think, again, the best years of Neymar Jr.'s career are behind him. And he has also been suffering from a lot of injuries. So it definitely does not make any sense to bring back the Brazilian star. Now, speaking of Brazilian players, today Andre Curi, who is the agent of Beto Roque, confirmed what I've been saying in my previous videos, that Barcelona will look to accelerate the arrival of Beto Roque to Barcelona, when he said, think that because of the salary he can come. I think he can come this summer or at the end of the year. If Atlético Paranaense is eliminated from Copa de Libertadores, it opens the possibilities. He is going to be a great player for La Liga. Now, as you might recall from yesterday's video, now that Dembele has left Barcelona and Frankesi is very close to joining the Saudi club Al Hilal, there's definitely enough space on the wage bill to register the contract of Beto Roque. But of course, that's not the only obstacle that Barcelona are facing. The agreement with Atlético Paranaense is for Beto Roque to arrive next year. So Barcelona would also have to sit down with the Brazilian club and convince them to let us have Beto Roque during this summer transfer market, because Xavier Hernandez would like to reinforce the team now with the departure of Dembele to PSG. Now, Atlético Paranaense are currently playing in the Libertadores, which is the equivalent of the Champions League in South America, and it's reported that if Atlético Paranaense are eliminated out of that competition, that there is more chances or a higher possibility that Barcelona will be able to convince them for Beto Roque to come during this summer transfer market, as it has been confirmed by Beto Roque's agent himself, Andre Curi. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barça.